Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of retail investing.
Okay.
It's a sector that, touches our lives like every single day.
Absolutely.
From the clothes we wear
Mm-hmm.
to the gadgets we can't live without. Retail is kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's always changing.
Right.
So we've gathered some pretty fascinating research
Okay.
to help us navigate this dynamic landscape. Get ready for some serious aha moments.
Yeah.
Because today, we're going to uncover the secrets behind retail success. Have you ever wondered what truly makes a retail company thrive in today's cutthroat market?
Well, one of the interesting things about retail today is it's no longer just about selling products. It's about creating an experience.
Right.
Companies that can anticipate the trends and adapt quickly. Those are the ones that are going to win the race.
So it's like navigating a maze
Yeah,
that's constantly shifting.
it is.
Our research actually points to some really game-changing trends. Like we've got the rise of e-commerce, the growing power of like these niche markets.
Right.
But here's the thing. Many analysts argue that trends are fleeting. So how do investors identify companies that are building sustainable advantages beyond just chasing the latest fad?
You're hitting on a very critical point. It's about going beyond the buzzwords and really digging deeper into a company's strategy. So let's take omnichannel retail, for example. It's not just about offering multiple shopping channels. It's about using those channels to gather valuable customer data and personalize the entire shopping journey.
So like tailoring the experience
Exactly.
to each shopper.
Absolutely. Sephora, for instance, uses its omnichannel approach to create personalized product recommendations.
So they're not just selling makeup. They're building an entire beauty ecosystem.
Exactly.
It reminds me of how Netflix uses my viewing data to suggest shows I might like.
Yeah.
It's all about anticipating what you want before you even know you want it.
Right.
So thinking about our own portfolios for a second, you know what companies out there really demonstrate that strong competitive advantage?
Absolutely.
What makes you confident in their future?
When we talk about competitive advantage, we're looking at factors that set a company apart and give it an edge. So one framework that we can use to analyze this is Porter's 5 forces. It examines the threat of new entrants, the bargaining power of suppliers and buyers, the threat of substitute products or services, and the intensity of competitive rivalry.
So it's like a battleground out there.
It is.
Companies that excel in these areas, like we've got Apple with their brand loyalty, their ecosystem, Amazon with their operational efficiency and massive scale. Those are often seen as solid bets, right? They've kind of built a moat around their business. But haven't we also seen companies with like stellar financials
You're absolutely right.
still fail?
You're right.
So what are some non-financial red flags that investors should be looking for?
So financial health is crucial. But it's not the whole picture. Revenue growth, profitability, and cash flow. They tell us how a company is performing today. But we also need to look for signs of future growth potential. Are they investing in research and development? Are they expanding into new markets? Are they adapting to changing consumer behaviors?
So like future-proofing their business.
Exactly. Take Blockbuster, for example. They had strong financials for years. But they failed to adapt to the shift to streaming. And that ultimately led to their downfall.
That's a cautionary tale. And speaking of battling for customers, the online arena has become the ultimate competitive landscape.
Absolutely. E-commerce isn't just a trend. It's a fundamental shift in how we shop. Did you know that nearly a quarter of all retail sales now happen online?
Wow.
Companies need a robust online presence, a seamless e-commerce platform, and effective digital marketing strategies to thrive.
I had no idea online sales were that dominant. That's a huge chunk of the market.
It is.
So what are some implications of this shift that might surprise our listeners?
One key aspect is the increased focus on data-driven decision-making. Companies are using data to personalize the online shopping experience, optimize pricing, target advertising, and even predict future demand.
So it's like they're reading our minds.
In a way, they are.
Think about those personalized recommendations you see on Amazon. Or the targeted ads that pop up on your social media feeds. I've definitely noticed that. And it makes sense. The more data they have, the better they can tailor the experience.
Exactly.
It's all about removing friction, making the journey from browsing to buying as smooth as possible.
Absolutely.
Now, have you noticed how your own shopping preferences have changed?
It's fascinating how quickly we've adapted to online shopping. Companies are investing heavily in creating these seamless experiences, from one-click checkouts to personalized recommendations to proactive customer service.
So they're trying to replicate
Yeah.
that convenience and personalization we might find in a physical store.
Exactly.
But online.
Yeah.
And happy shoppers hopefully lead to healthy profits, right?
Right.
But even in a sector as dynamic as retail, we can't ignore the risks.
Of course not. Shifts in consumer behavior, economic downturns, increased competition, regulatory hurdles, and supply chain disruptions.
Okay.
All of these things can significantly impact a company's bottom line.
Right.
Remember the semiconductor shortage a couple years ago?
Oh, yeah.
That sent shockwaves through multiple industries, from cars to electronics. It really highlighted the fragility of global supply chains.
Yeah, I remember waiting months for a new graphics card for my computer.
Right.
It's a good reminder that even seemingly stable companies can be vulnerable.
They can.
That's why portfolio diversification is so crucial.
Exactly.
Spreading your investments across different retail segments.
Right.
And even different sectors can help mitigate risk. But ultimately, successful retail investing is about looking ahead.
It is.
It's almost like gazing into a crystal ball.
Great analogy. To succeed in the long term, companies need to embrace innovation, adapt to evolving consumer desires, and be willing to expand into new markets.
So are we talking about things like augmented reality?
Potentially.
Virtual reality in retail? Could we be trying on clothes virtually in our living rooms before ordering them online?
It's possible.
That's the future. Now imagine the retail landscape 10 years from now. What changes do you predict?
Here's a final thought for you.
Okay.
As technology continues to evolve at this unprecedented pace, how will it reshape not just how we shop, but what we value in a retail experience? Will convenience always trump everything else? Or will we see a resurgence of appreciation for local shops, personalized service,
and sustainable practices? Those are great questions to ponder. We've covered a lot of ground today. From understanding the key trends shaping the retail landscape, to analyzing company financials and competitive advantages, to considering the risks and future possibilities, you now have a solid framework for evaluating retail companies and making informed investment decisions.
Remember, the retail landscape is constantly evolving.
Right.
Stay curious, stay informed, and never stop learning.
Great advice. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into retail investing. We'll see you next time. Pre-ever Sidious aches from this session. Another fascinating exploration